Welcome back, everyone! So, this week we are at Baxter. I'm here with Damien, and as you saw, he let me ride his bike, and because he wanted to give the beta a go, and I was like, yeah, sure, go on. And it'd be cool to give a Yamaha a ride. I don't want to show too much of it because his bike was set up very, very differently to mine. He has large hands, and I have small, childlike hands. Like, I've high-fived a 2-year-old, and their hand was bigger than mine. Well, roughly. Anyway, so I really couldn't ride his bike properly, so I don't feel like I gave this bike a fair ride, because you can see how far out I've already got. I can't ride this thing. I'm stalling non-stop. Also, it doesn't like starting. I'm not used to this bike. So we'll get back on my bike. I think he had a good time riding it. I love my bike. I don't think there was anything wrong with the Yamaha. It was just me. I couldn't ride it properly because I couldn't hold the clutch in. I couldn't hold the clutch in. I couldn't use the clutch properly on his bike, and I just kept stalling everywhere. So it was a nightmare. Anyways, so we're at Baxter today, and today's goal was to come rip some trails. Bit of fun with Damien, and I also wanted to practice brake slides because, like I've been saying, I want to be able to try and do overtakes right. And the technique that I think really helps is to be able to do a brake slide. So you overcommit too quickly to the corner. Well, it's not too quickly, but you overcommit quickly to the corner. You do a brake slide. You basically shut the corner off, and you've also turned the bike. Pardon me, sorry, my dinner. You turn the bike using the rear wheel, and you can then shoot off whilst blocking the line. And right now, this is like our first rip around the trail, so we're just having a little play and having good fun just riding. But in the afternoon, I decided, well, actually, after a few, on the second lap around Baxter, I decided to really like practice this brake slide technique, and I learned a few things. It's really exhausting if you mess it up. Don't stand on the brake too hard, or you'll flip or you'll fly forward on your bike, like I could be doing with my position. It's much easier to brake slide when I'm standing up, and I feel like in corners like this, I can't brake slide. The guy two ahead, he seemed to be able to brake slide every fucking corner, but with my terrible ability, what I found quite easy to practice was stand to start, and then go through a corner that I know is a little too hard for me to take standing up at the speed that I was going, and then about 2/3, 3/4 through the corner, when I probably feel like I'm going to run off the edge, that's when I stamp on the back brake and pull the clutch in and wiggle my hip out, and then the whole back end will slide out and point me in the right direction, which was kind of cool. It is a lot of work, obviously, but I was starting to do it. I think I was able to brake slide turning right much easier than I was able to do turning left. I might be wrong. I can't really remember. It's been a few days now. But there was one way I was able to brake slide a lot more confidently than I could the other way. Like, I felt like I could do it earlier with less effort and more reliably one way than the other. But I guess that just comes with practicing. One side you're always going to be better than with the other. Yeah, so we spent a lot of time. Sorry, I spent a lot of time practicing that. Right now we're just following Damien. It's just some nice trail, beautiful trail. Conditions were perfect. And then the second thing we practiced was overtaking, and I don't have any footage of that because I had run out of battery by that point. But what we did was the guy in front would ride at about 50 to 70% of the speed that we're going now, so quite slow. And then the person behind would try and figure any point to try and do an overtake as aggressively as possible without going more than 10 feet off the side of the track, so just a few meters. No, you're not allowed to do any more than that. And it was actually really, really good fun. And whilst we were still terrible at it, it really helped to try and read the ground a little bit. And going a little bit slower, being forced to go slower, was quite fun because that way we could deliberately try and read what's going on. But Baxter probably is not the best place to do it because there's so many hidden stumps, as I found out on my last attempt, where I was like, whoa, dodged 2 stumps, hit the third one, went flying, tweaked my bars. They weren't tweaked before, but they definitely are. My forks are definitely tweaked now. I need to undo everything and put it all back straight because I couldn't just whack it against the tree straight. So I'm sure it'll be fine. I don't think I've bent anything. It's all just out of alignment right now. Yeah, so that was good fun. Flipped over the front of the handlebars, obviously, bruised my hip up. Oh well, it's all good. Yeah, so I think I'm trying to practice it here. Yeah, it doesn't look very good. I didn't get much footage of me more successfully trying it. I tried it sat down, stood up, all sorts of things. It's a thing that I'm going to have to practice a lot over a long period of time and try and... There you go, I did one. Okay, maybe it was turning left I'm better at than turning right. Yeah. It's one of those things I'm going to have to practice for a lot over a long period of time just to get better at it. I also found that doing it in second gear was much easier than doing it in third gear. I think it's because I had more revs when I was in second gear, so I could blast the throttle out of the corner a little bit more aggressively. Yeah, anyways, it's not a huge surprise. More revs, easier to do wheel spin, brake traction, shocking. Not that the beta can't brake traction in third, it definitely can. It's just I'm just not revving it hard enough to, like, just because I'm going so slow. Yeah, and I also met a guy called Brian in the parking lot. He was really sound, really nice guy. I forgot his surname though, but he was basically saying that I should look into getting some like lucky cartridges and as inserts for my forks. So I've done a bit of research into the cartridges themselves. Again, I feel like they seem like the base, their standard one could be very good, but I don't know how to do it myself. So there's also like Race Tech available, and I don't know if Race Tech or Lucky's. I assume just either of them would be great. Putting them in, just giving a lot more adjustability. I'm always fiddling with my clickers, like putting them up, putting them down. So maybe something like that would be nice, and it would be nice to, because I don't go super fast. I don't know if I'm like gonna benefit for them yet, but if it makes it smoother and like, I don't know. Hopefully I meet that fella again, and then I can try his bike out and see if like there's a noticeable difference. Because like trying the KTM's with the Race Techs on, like the bike feels immense, but I don't know if that's just because they're like the WP forks or whatever, or if it's just like, well, the bike just feels super smooth and super plush, whilst it just feels very nice to ride those bikes. But yeah, you know, my friends have put quite a few $1,000s into their suspension, and yeah, well, shockingly, it runs very nice. But is that what I'm going to get? Is kind of what my point is. Like, I don't truly know what like good suspension for a sack fork is. So I don't know. Anyway, I hope I meet him again, and if he watches this video, please add me, and I would love to chat. So yeah, it was a good day out practicing. Got a nice gnarly bruise on my hip, and yeah, I can't ride next weekend. But then there's the Walton 1 coming up, and that's going to be a fast race. So I'm looking very much forward to that. That'll be my third time I've done that course. I won't be able to do the jumps because I'm too much of a chicken still, and also I just haven't had practice on them because I don't live anywhere near it. But that's okay. It's just part of the course. I got to get used to doing the jumps someday. Even if I only do like a slow roll, I'm never going to do like the doubles. It'd be nice to just do a single one properly. But hey, yeah. So anyway, I think that will do for this video. Good riding with Damien. And I will call it the video then. Thanks. See ya.